additive manufacturing can be hyped up to make us rethink the whole of the way we live and the future, how we consume. So we might be consuming one of these next week. It's the Maplin's released £700 3D or additive manufacturing printer. As Alan Rennie says, 3D is just this sort of trendy or media name for additive manufacturing. But will we be wearing shoes like this? Designer Iris van Herpen's 3D printed shoes. Or, of course, will we have our own guns? And will we be able to smuggle them into the Israeli parliament, as some journalists did? Here is a 3D printed organ. It's a replica organ for surgeons to consider when they replace an organ, when it will fit and how they have to change the shape or shave off the actual organ. And here's a house being 3D printed in Holland. So, hype, opportunity, and where's the ethics in all of this? Often that's really what we're thinking about at the university here in terms of what is really happening. These slides are Alan's slides, really. He sent them to me. So there is a hype curve, Gartner's hype circle, talking about emerging technologies. And at the moment, 3D printing is, private cloud computing, is at the top. And a lot of hype about it. But with the appropriate technologies and materials, we think that there will be a plateau of productivity, as I think Gartner says. But it's not all about those media pieces on guns and chocolate. There are some real issues and applications to talk about, and Hayden and James will be talking about that later. So over the last couple of years, there has been a lot of hype, a lot of media, and at the moment, printing a chocolate is quite complex, if you wanted something complex, and actually it has to be quite simple, and it still takes 30 minutes, so if you're hungry, that's a bit, stupid. But we're going to talk about the opportunities that can be done in a moment. However, in order to do it, in this country, we need investment. And in the US, they're putting a lot of money into this space. In China, Chinese 3D printing technologies are putting a lot of money into it. Singapore and the UK Strategy Board have had a small amount of money to support this space. But they actually say there's going to be phenomenal growth in this sector. So it is an opportunity that, again, our speakers are going to talk about. At the moment, it's been focused on a number of areas. Motor vehicles, medical, dental, and aerospace is where the bigger applications have been focused. In terms of end-use applications, direct part production, functional models, and fit and assembly production is where direct part production is coming out of additive manufacturing, and the niche for tooling and casting and things like that. So what will the future hold? Actually, the interesting one is 3D printing of body parts, the fact that we will be using tissue and bioprinting, replacement bones and the like. I think it's beyond our imagination what we'll be able to do. So we have to remember the hype. We have to remember how much time it's going to take to get there and how much investment. But I think that there is opportunities on the large scale and opportunities on the small scale. If all of us got the £700 printers, what can we do with it? We know in the digital space, people are hacking and mashing and bringing this additive manufacturing to the knitters and the sewers of this world and the craft makers. There's some opportunities there, and there's obviously opportunities in medical, in the bigger manufacturing. So really for the UK, it's how much can we get the creatives bottom up, the investment top down, and where does it meet in the middle?